We're all set? Hello, folks. We didn't forget you. Welcome to the October 18th Selectmen's meeting. A lot of paper here today. I don't know how relevant it is, but a lot of paper. As usual, we'll start with our town clerk's report.
Okay. So Renee and I just got done completing the election training in Augusta, October 11th and 12th. It was a really great training. We got to talk with other town clerks and the Deputy Secretary of State directly on a few things. As a result of the training, we learned that we can set up an absentee ballot area in the hallway. It gives the residents a more private area to vote in office, and it is legal to do that because you can see them through the window. So we did that today. Some people have used it and really liked it and appreciated it. Absentee ballots are coming in like crazy. We've issued over 100 so far. People no longer have to meet special criteria to get an absentee ballot. They can get one by calling us, going online, sending us an electronic request. The link is posted on our website. Or they can come get it in person. They can also send an immediate family member or even designate a third person to pick it up for them. If there's any questions at all, we want to stress to call or email us and we will help. The main idea, and they really stressed this on the training, is people need to get out and vote. And now there are all kinds of ways to do that and get a ballot. This week, we've been very busy receiving tax payments and processing absentee ballots, amongst everything else. Just a quick update on 2022, we have received well over $1 million so far. The next item, I did want to discuss a policy with the board. We had an instance where a taxpayer came in to pay personal property and they claimed that they did not know that they owed it. It was back from 2019. And they claimed that the only way they found out about that was in the tax report. So I reached out to MMA Legal on what we could do. Because it was my understanding that we could pay the oldest personal property taxes first, just like we do real estate. And they said absolutely, but the board would have to adopt this order under Title 36 MRS 906. It allows the board to adopt an order requiring that property taxes, both personal and real estate, be applied to the oldest outstanding tax first. And I gave you each a copy of the communication I had with Emily Legal. So I would like to present that and hopefully adopt it.
We may actually have done that. I know we in the clerk's office established that policy, and I think it was probably based on this.
I just didn't think we did because of that issue, so.
Well,
Hello, sir.
what people
What line, then?
think and what is real. I mean, we can. I have no problem
Hello, Dave.
adopting this. Hang on a minute.
I am.
Sorry, folks, Ed's taking a phone call.
Dave, I'm in the middle of the meeting. Could you just give Debbie the information? They're working on it, okay. Okay, super, outstanding. Thank you, Dave. Sorry, folks, that was our town attorney regarding the purchase and sale agreement of the mill. So that was kind of important. So finished with the,
No, we're not.
but David has some input as to
Well,
whether we've done this or not.
I know we have the policy in the clerk's office, and I assume that that was put in place based on the board approving or adopting this title. It probably won't hurt
Do
to
it again?
adopt it,
Yeah.
to do it again. So I would recommend that we do that.
Oh, okay.
I just had a question as far as the
Yep.
personal property comes in. What are we supposed to do if they're paying 2022 and they have 2018 still due? Do we take this payment, do we apply it to 2018? Do we pay off 2022 and let 2018 sit? So that was the reason why I went ahead and got a hold of legal on keeping everything in order, so
And they said to pay the oldest first.
if you adopt.
If we adopt it.
Which makes
I
sense.
thought
mean,
we already
Yeah.
did that because the property tax, when you pay your property tax, it automatically pays the third year
For
Yeah.
real
first.
Yeah.
estate.
Yeah.
Yeah, real estate,
For
yeah.
real estate,
Yeah.
and that was my big question with them, is personal property handled the same, because you can't leave it,
Right.
so that was my question.
Yep. So yes, we should adopt that, and then you should, if you need a policy, you should put together a policy.
Okay.
So do we have,
There is something signed on that.
okay, good, thanks.
But I think we're all in agreement that we should pay the oldest
Yeah,
tax first.
yeah, yeah.
Be it property or personal or whatever.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you, young lady. Okay. We reviewed last week's minutes and today's agenda. We've got a few bills to approve. And we'll be doing that in the next few minutes. Deb, could you check something here, Deb? There's a tax abatement due for O'Hare.
There's one for 22 and one for 21.
Okay, but why are the amounts are different?
Different tax years, maybe.
Would that be I mean, it's only $1.48, but
Is it a homestead exemption that was
Yes.
missed? Well, the homestead exemption was different.
was reduced. Okay.
Well, it went up this year because our tax rate went up. So our number one and number two, oh, I see, that's, never mind. Got it. Is that for you?
For sakes. We had a few tax abatements to approve. When we're approving the warrant for this week, the main item being the York County tax, which we pay to York County for all the services they provide, of $106. So that's 106 out of 129.
That was the county tax that you were mentioning, Ed?
Yeah,
That is 106,000.
Right.
So you know. Okay.
Right.
Well, when you
Didn't I
say,
say?
You said 106.
oh. Well, we only deal in thousands
Oh, okay.
around here. No, 106,000,
Thank you.
which was basically the same as we paid last year, within $1,000 or so.
Okay, so who knows about these abatements?
What would you like to know?
The Mark DiMatteo, what is that?
It was overvalued.
The whole, it said in there, two exemptions, Dave, I thought I saw.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
There was, I read it, I just.
Oh, is
looked at
there a
it.
list?
No, right, the abatement was granted on the following grounds: the homestead and veterans exemptions were missed in the original commitment. This notice is given as a notice of final decision of the Prestfield assessors. Which one, are we on, am I looking at something
You're
different?
looking at the O'Hara.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my bad, Dave, I'm
Looking
sorry,
at DiMatteo.
my bad.
So that's, I mean, it went from 109,000 to 61,000. That's,
It gave a good explanation on the other one, I'm surprised it didn't on that one.
where are you looking at these explanations?
Hold on, let me
I
get,
think in your package, I think it's,
Really?
haven't got
No,
there
it should be
yet.
on the form.
well, I'm looking at the one in the package, but,
It's the same thing as a copy.
It just says it reduced the valuation.
this abatement was advantage, the land value was adjusted to reflect the correct pricing tables, this notice on DiMatteo,
Okay.
you know, on Picard, the
Okay,
building
so it
belonged to a
was-
different owner, already taxed.
Okay, so they were, I'm just curious where all the errors come in. Are these from O'Donnell, the errors? I'm just trying to figure out where we need to tighten this up.
Looks like, I don't know, the assessor maybe? This letter is to inform you that the Parsonsfield assessors have reduced your assessed valuation.
Well, that is us, the way that's referring to us. That's why we're signing these. But why?
Well, that
Well, you
one,
know I don't set the value on the land, so you know that one's.
Okay, I just wonder when you go from 109,000 to 61,000, what
That is the
happened?
biggest one I've seen when the land was split in two pieces. And when they looked at their new value after it split, it was a lot more than what the land was worth before. So they wanted to know what was the difference. So I sent it right up to the assessing agent and, oh, we used the wrong value.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
that's what I'm looking for, that's
the
all.
biggest one I've ever seen.
Yeah? And how about Thine and Fredericks?
That was,
Building must have, oh, wait.
That was a really complicated, there was, God,
The building belongs to a different owner.
yeah, there was like 10 different deeds. That was a very, and she even said that was very complicated. And she notified me. The
Who
building,
is she?
what's the name on the
The,
property?
oh, okay, the property owner.
Yeah, yeah. In Fenderson, that building belong, one of those is a missing building, and there's a supplement on that to Fenderson.
Okay, yeah, I saw that one.
The foundation one was it was taxed where it shouldn't have been, but it was taxed correctly on the right place.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay.
You miss one here, dude.
Okay.
Almost done, folks. We haven't forgotten you. Hopefully you haven't forgotten us.
Thanks.
We have no ads in the shopping guide this week.
We, just for the record, we should have had an ad about the tire drop
Oh,
off.
for next Saturday.
It's coming up.
That's how
We missed that.
It's on the town page.
Yep. It is. It's on Facebook, but,
Nice to have it in the shopping guide.
yep.
Also, didn't we give out a calendar at the beginning of the year or something like that? Or do we have a calendar on the town page
We
or
talked
something?
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked, it never came to
Maybe that
fruition.
was one of Jeff's ideas.
Yeah, a few things were still up in the air.
What calendar, I don't understand.
No, we were gonna put it early. This spring, we talked about having a calendar with, I think it was with Jeff, about everything trash related, just like a sheet, you know what I'm saying? Have it in the office or whatever. I can't
This is
remember.
a
It never
calendar.
happened.
We have a calendar by month.
Right, but I don't,
No.
it was just gonna have all the trash, different trash days on it.
Still a pretty good idea to have a
Yeah.
calendar that reflects all our
Oh, why not?
unusual
While we're
activity.
speaking of trash, I know this is a little out of line, but I spoke with a Hiram selectman about Tri-Town, and they said they called as well to find out what's going on, and the state is just, hasn't done the survey yet that they have to
Okay.
do to.
Yep.
He said, trust me, as soon as we find out, we'll let you know.
Speaking of trash, I'm sorry, I forgot to put on the agenda that Linda Corbin would like to come in and talk about trash.
Oh, well.
Do you wanna do that in a workshop?
I don't care either way, I guess.
Workshop would probably be more effective. We can let the people know what the
Yeah.
results of the workshop was. but-
What exactly about trash did
She
you?
didn't get into it.
Okay.
I didn't see
Yeah,
her.
I guess put it on a workshop.
Put it on a workshop, but put a limit on it.
Yeah.
I mean, 15 minutes at the
A
most.
4:30 workshop, she got 15 minutes.
Yeah.
4:30? 15, okay. Thank you.
We had a concern from Linda Marsh concerning 6-axle trucks on Cram Road. Our CEO responded and I believe has talked to Ms. Marsh.
No,
No, not yet? Okay. Well, he is going to talk to her concerning it.
yes, yeah.
York County Sheriff's report was given to us a couple weeks ago for the month.
What's this?
Animal Control Officer.
County tax.
We had a concern that we'll be talking to the Animal Control Officer about.
The ACO.
She missed a court date that was scheduled so she could testify as to a case she was working on.
We should
don't-
have had a report from her today. It's payroll
We got
day.
one for the month of October.
So did she send hours?
Yeah, none of the weeks in October, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
We haven't, from the animal control officer, we have not received any reports this month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
first of the month was the end of September.
September.
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
But that's an issue we're gonna have to continue to work on. The next planning board meeting is October 19th. Sounds like tomorrow.
Planning on being there.
7 o'clock?
6
6 o'clock. Okay.
o'clock, I believe.
Nothing with the appeals board. The comprehensive committee is holding its next meeting on the 25th at 6 o'clock. Sounds like a week from today. I know Harvey's eagerly looking forward to that. The Secaucus Road solar update, I don't know if Dave has heard anything.
No, I really don't expect to for a while now. I mean, I'll keep touching bases with them, but basically it's on hold for CMP. They were supposed to do a survey by the end of October, which we may get information on.
CMP was, or the solar people,
No, CMP.
okay?
Yeah.
Nothing additional on the Robinson Mill. We did have a meeting with the Mouse's workshop today just to try and make sure everyone knew what was going on regarding the purchase and sale agreement. That was the phone call I took from our attorney, who has emailed their attorney, and the two attorneys are gonna try and work out the few differences in the different proposals. They had a proposal, the town had a couple questions, and hopefully we can resolve that.
May I ask, does our attorney know of my lack of support for anything that goes out a year? If he doesn't, I will express again that I am not going to support any
Well, I
agreement.
don't think well, we'll have to see what it comes back, Dave, but he
Okay.
does.
Okay,
He knows we don't want anything extended into,
Yeah, I thought October 2023 was the, no?
That was the very last
That was the-
payment they were going to make.
Well, I thought, okay, I thought that was like a deadline.
And we had some concerns about if they did not fulfill their part of the agreement, where the money would go and stuff like that, so.
Mhm.
And there was also some questions on a marketable deed. As there's different terminology, I guess. Marketable is the best, which, for them and for us.
Mhm.
And that's one of the major things they're working on, so. Hopefully, they hope to get this resolved. He said he'd know something in the next couple of days. So by next week, we should have some information as to whether we've come to a conclusion or an agreement on something,
okay,
and we can maybe sign the purchase and sale agreement,
okay.
hopefully. The Stanley Building, it's a hearing on November 21st, 2 p.m. via Zoom. There was some question as to whether residents would be able to, well, residents can listen, but they can't participate. So if you want to listen to the meeting in the next week or two, couple of weeks actually, so more current.
I wonder how that works on Zoom, though. They
Well,
must have a way to shut off all comments.
Mhm.
They,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I listened to the last meeting and the two attorneys were there, but when I was yelling and screaming, they didn't hear me. So, but that'll be going on, and that's a non-testimonial hearing. That's why there would just be the two attorneys involved. And that don't try and sign in after 2 because you're not going to be able to. So if you're planning on doing it, we'll give you some more information in a couple of weeks. We talked about the York County assessors getting their $106,000. We signed 4 abatements on taxes where people had paid a little too much money. One outstanding thing, everything's outstanding, folks, but this is really outstanding because I'm a numbers guy. And for the first time since I've been doing this, Sockopee Rescue provided detailed numbers of what they did. Now, this is for the month of September, and they broke it down by town. So I'm certain we can put this on our webpage, where we say Parsonsfield in September had 22 rescue calls. 22 were covered by Sockopee Rescue. That means no other town provided mutual aid.
Which is hard to believe,
Well,
because we're so big and,
right, and one call was covered by the new unit, and it gives percentages of advanced life support, that type of thing. A very important number here, average time tone to arrival on scene. You know, when did the call come in and when did they get there? 10.6 minutes. Either a lot of people in the village had problems, or they did a very good job. I mean, that's obviously the people were there, they got in and got out. I think that's a great number. And this same report went to each of the towns participating. I think this will be an outstanding report for our webpage, and also our year-end report when we do our annual meeting. We're gonna have summations on rescue, on the animal control, and on the CEO, so I think we're gonna be getting a lot more information for the people.
So we're expecting this monthly?
Yes,
Okay.
yep,
I didn't think it was, I don't know why, I thought it was gonna be quarterly, Dave, but
but this is
is-
1 month, why would you?
I agree. But I thought it was gonna be quarterly, but I think in the contract it did state monthly, and I think Ron hammered that home at the last meeting we had with him.
Okay.
And supposedly these had been done, they just hadn't got delivered to us. Remember, we got a few at once, right? A few months at once, like a month ago. After our last meeting, apparently the board had been receiving them, but we had not.
Okay,
They hadn't been passing them on, but yes, he has a new assistant that's gonna be doing this, so we should see this. This is what we should see every time,
great,
as long as he keeps his assistant.
yeah.
Okay, good. Do you have this electronic? The Sockeye Rescue?
Yes.
Okay, so we can, if
We
you
even
can
gave him
forward that.
mutual aid.
Right, we did.
Yeah,
I mean, and all that's,
It is interesting, I mean,
it is.
yeah, to
Yeah.
know, and,
I mean,
I
because,
suspect that at some point, Parsons Field's time will be a lot higher than that, you know, but right now it shows Hiram has by far Hiram has the longest response time, and, the rescue is in Hiram. So,
something's, yeah.
well, Hiram has some far-reaching parts
Yeah.
also. You've gotta kind of go around.
Yeah,
But we provided mutual aid to 7 times to Leamington, Limerick, and Sevago, 3, and 1.
No, no,
We received mutual aid.
we received.
I'm sorry, I said provide, yeah. We gave it once to somebody,
Yes,
so at least those numbers are coming more in line with
much better, I believe. We
what they
can-
were hoping for. We have Revision Energy's Town of Parsonsfield Annual Operations Report, which we just got. And we'll look at it and give you some more information next week on hours and how they, I just look at one thing, energy production. System generated 122,290 kilowatt hours, zero emission solar power, 101.7% of the projected. So they projected 120, 247, 120,000 hours, and we received 122, so projections were right on. No report from the road commissioner. So our updates, Jesse, do you have anything?
I spoke with the road commissioner today about getting a winter sand because he has only another 2 weeks before the price goes up. He was gonna do that. Reiterate, still not quite able to take our trash to Tri-Town, our bulky goods to Tri-Town, but hopefully very shortly we'll be able to do that.
And that'll be on a as-needed basis. You just
Yeah,
have to
can take
pay
it.
something,
You
but
can- Yeah, you can take it, you'll have to show your residency to Parsons Field and
pay a fee.
you'll have to pay, a higher rate than the residents of Tri-Town pay because we're not funding Tri-Town. That's our part.
But it will be
But
if you want to take it,
anytime you-
any day they're open, you can take it over.
Correct.
well, with the caveat that they have to come here for a permit.
Okay, that's correct.
Yeah. They have to get a permit from us.
The
From the clerk's office.
That's how they, it's a proof of residence.
Yeah, yeah.
the
They're not gonna
driver's
be checking.
license doesn't do it, huh?
What's
Nope.
that?
Even the real ID?
No, because they will also take stuff from camps, and those people won't have a main
Then they
driver's
should come and
license.
get a,
Everybody has to get a permit, Ed. That's
All
the
right.
way it's set up,
Yeah.
okay.
okay? The one thing that I didn't find out is what kind of payment they will accept.
I always pay cash or check when I go down
Yeah,
with, with
Yeah.
construction debris.
okay.
Credit.
I'm not certain if, I don't know if they're set up to take a card yet.
Yeah.
I would plan on cash or check.
But they do take a check.
If they take a business check, I would not sure about a personal one.
Okay, yeah. All right. If you're gonna be talking to them,
That's a
could
good,
you get that
I
covered?
absolutely
Yeah.
can, yeah.
Yeah, because we don't want people to load up and,
I don't think they were taking cards at this time.
yeah, no, I was surprised that when you say you pay by check
Right.
sometimes, so,
No, I do every time.
yeah, so if you could
business,
find that
yeah.
out, that'd be great, thank you.
All right, so that's at least moving in the right direction.
Mhm.
We haven't done anything on Route 153 yet, have we? Oh, I thought we were,
Maya spoke to him. Maya
okay.
was gonna take care of it, and we're not doing anything this year, correct?
Okay, as far as I know,
They're
right.
plowing it for half price. We're
Right.
paying half and the state's paying half. The next year it's full burden on us.
Unless we can negotiate something.
Well,
I
yeah,
think you're
we
past
gotta
the
get it plowed,
negotiation with the
whatever.
state. We're not negotiating anything with the state,
No,
because they don't negotiate,
yeah,
and they just dictate, and then we,
Yeah, so maybe we can talk to New Hampshire in the interim. And
well, we will be talking to New Hampshire, because we have to renegotiate a contract with them for our town. They're keeping the contract with the state for this year,
Okay,
but, yeah, I don't think there'll be any negotiating, it'll be paid this
Right.
amount.
right.
okay. Dave, you wanna talk about age-friendly, the workshop?
Okay, yeah, yeah, we had a workshop today with Jen Lewis and Pam Pride, who are interested in establishing some senior activities here at the town office. They're initially hoping to do a monthly coffee, which would then morph into probably a monthly luncheon. And they're also talking about some physical activities, maybe some pickleball, cornhole, a lot of possibilities. So stay tuned for that. I think it won't be too far off. The first coffee will probably be after the election. But I think probably we would need agreement from the board to do this. So I would offer a motion that we allow, this is actually going under the auspices of the Grateful Undead, and allow them the activities that we discussed in the meeting today, which were the coffees, luncheons, and
Light activity.
light activities, and let them proceed with that. So I make that motion.
We second it and
Unanimous.
we all approve?
Yep.
Yep.
Very good. And Jen's gonna keep us apprised of what she's looking at for a schedule, and we'll go forward from there.
All right,
And I wasn't here for the beginning of that meeting. The age would be? Is there a limiting factor?
Well, when they get into the luncheons, maybe. I mean, Jen said 50 because that's what AARP works with.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we don't want to restrict.
No, I didn't think they
Yeah.
wanted to turn people away.
Right, yeah. Yeah, once they get into the luncheons, though, it will probably be a reservation setup. So you got to let people know you're coming,
Right, okay.
because they need to know how much food to prepare. So,
all right, the other thing which is being worked on is our special town meeting for approving or for distributing some ARPA funds. I'm just gonna pass out a copy to the other selectmen, and we'll get back to you next week as to if we feel what we got here is appropriate.
Okay, so you're not gonna go through this right now?
No, we'll just
Okay,
give you
yeah.
a chance to
Good. Thank you.
mark it up, so to speak.
All right, I got my red pen ready.
Okay.
Thanks.
Are you guys having a public hearing on any of those items?
Yes, all of the items,
Right.
that's what this is a public.
Public hearing or special town?
We did talk about having a public hearing about especially the road closures.
Well, it can be, I think David's our technical guy, but can't that be done at the same time?
I believe so.
I mean, at town meeting, we have a discussion period.
Yeah.
I mean, we can have a
I
discussion.
think the only one that may be an issue is the rezoning. And that may require something more, something earlier than that. I'm not sure. I can find out.
Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
ideally would hold a public meeting or information meeting at 6 o'clock, say, and have the special town meeting at 7 or something like that,
Right.
to save people some time and effort.
All right. Okay. So,
And I,
oh, go ahead.
go ahead, what,
No, I was just handed the modified assessor's certification of assessment. Had to be modified because of an error on my part. I included the county tax. I don't know if I went through this in the
You-
open meeting.
you did.
Did I? Okay. All right, then I'll shut my mouth.
you owned up to it and that was it.
All right. So I just want to look at our prior one. And then we can sign this. Sorry, I had already shut my software down. It's coming though.
You want, David, I have mine right here, you want?
That's all right, I got it now. Thank you. Okay, so 6, 17 is 2.
No, we're still working on it. Yeah. It's in there. Yeah.
So I think that's it, folks.
We need to sign this before you close the meeting, please.
We didn't sign that in the pink folder?
No,
Oh, okay.
this is the one to sign, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. You can do the affidavit tomorrow, David.
Okay, yep, that's fine
You
with
need
me.
it notarized.
There's that. He's busy. There are two
Thanks,
places,
Dave.
whoops, excuse me, there are two places.
There's a new chairperson on it.
Thanks, sir. Can you give us, well, Benson's certainly happy.
Can I make a couple of questions here?
You can surely, as long as you don't expect answers, sir.
Oh, okay. On brown goods, under the contract, do we usually get 2 of those a year, one in the spring and the fall?
I think the new contract changed that to 1.
Yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately it did. Prior contracts had 2, current one only has 1.
Okay, well, the reason I mentioned that is that things are stacking up down in Secocas Road by the gates there, with mattresses and all kinds of stuff down there. And it's gonna be there all winter. I would think. The other question is, any word on the Saco River hearing on Secocas Solar Farm?
The Saco River?
Yeah.
Corridor.
I haven't heard.
They had a hearing.
Yeah. I haven't heard how it went, but I knew there was going to be a hearing, yes.
I thought they had all their approvals on those. Apparently not, huh?
Apparently not. I
No?
had a question, you know, as in a butter,
Uh-huh,
they were holding a hearing on it, so.
okay. Yep.
Okay, that's it.
All right, thanks, sir. All right, folks, that's it. Thank you very much for your attendance and your listening and your understanding.
As opposed to misunderstanding.